Looking for the right voice amongst the enormous number of voiceovers on offer, this can be quite tricky. How do you see the wood for trees? Hi, I'm Jente Kater from Voicebooking, and in this video I will tell you in just a few steps how to find the right voice for your video. With voiceover work, it's not just about having a nice voice. To get a good result, you will need more than that. And that's why, here at Voicebooking, we only show voice talents who have already been cast at a professional level. Our voice actors can all direct themselves, which is really handy as they are working from their own studio, and that studio that's being checked for sound quality. We have a maximum of 30 voiceover actors per language, and there we have taken into account a nice range of male and female voices and a good diversity of the sorts of voices. So you will find trailer voices, but also natural voices, the girl next door and major voices, etc. etc. Are you looking for a particular sound? Then you can still search for that one voice, the voice with a rough edge or a particular crack or local accent. Then we have our extended database, and that extended database contains thousands of other voiceovers. Before you begin casting, ask yourself a few questions, like who's this video for? What's the goal? And what kind of video is it? For example, are you making an explainer video? Then it's useful to work with a voice that catches the attention. Someone who can make something of nothing, who looks for the boundary of what's possible, who varies the pitch, and who, for example, can easily go from funny to serious. Is it a voiceover for an e-learning? Then it's something else. That kind of video can take several minutes. Your voiceover actor needs to be able to voice quite dry material, and just like a good teacher does, you have to get excitement in. And the longer the script, the bigger the chance is that the emphasis somewhere isn't quite right or a word is incorrectly pronounced. How to deal with it? Try to work with an experienced voiceover, a real professional. In that way, you reduce your chance of retakes. Okay, costs. How about costs? Voiceover rates can vary massively. The more particular your wishes, over buyout for example, or multiple versions, the more opinions the voiceover has about the price. One voice might say, well, I want $500 for this, and the other says, no, $3,500. That seems reasonable. My tip? For special projects, work with a voiceover artist who already has a lot of work. These voiceover actors are much less likely to argue about prices, and the bigger the project, the smaller the chance of having those retakes. Casting by Voicebooking. Sometimes you can't quite find what you want in our database, or you have an unusual question or a special project. We are happy to help you there. Are you really busy? You would prefer to leave the casting to us? That's fine too. If you want us to take care of the casting, just send an email to support@voicebooking.com and brief us, including as much detail as possible. We will gladly help you. Here's a nice little anecdote. We had a British supermarket once asked us for a beatboxing parrot. Yeah, where do you find a beatboxing parrot? Which voiceover actor can pull that off? Well, it wasn't a problem, but that's because we know our voices and we know which one of them is that mad that he could produce a beatboxing parrot. So, if you have a very specific question, let us know. We're glad to help you. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till the next time.